Uh, oh, we'll get into the why I'm tickled in a minute. And I haven't even had a drink yet, I promise. But we will fix that very, very quickly. I'm sipping on some Old Tub today, Dan.
Me too.
From the Beam Distillery. That's didn't you say this won your whiskey of the year? I didn't even know you had a vote.
It's my vote. Yes.
So one vote, Old Tub. And that's really it. There's no need for a recount. It's
pretty much. I mean, can you beat this value of this thing? I can't. It's too good. It's too good.
I can't. I mean, we've had a chance to sample a lot of good spirits over the past several months, and I can't say that I have definitely had some stuff that's better. But if you're looking at it just from a true value statement and accessibility, I'm leaning pretty heavy that way. You might get like a vote and a half, but
okay, good.
Let's see, man. So how was Thanksgiving? Did you guys did you cook the bird?
Yeah, we deep fried a turkey and it was fantastic. Some people don't like turkey and like go away from turkey for Thanksgiving. I don't mind it. I don't eat turkey that often, so the one time a year or many times a year, but not like every week or whatever. So yeah, I don't mind it. What about you?
We had a traditional bird. So we put ours in the oven. We couldn't get him to hold still long enough to get him in that. No, just kidding. But yeah, so we did it traditional style. Went up to Mam's Bar. Oh yeah. So it's where we typically have it at. So it was good. Got to see a lot of old friends and family. So I had a good time. Did get to imbibe a little bit and some libations. I like that hat, by the way. Thank you. Have you been holding out on me?
We're gonna release the show in a couple of weeks. This is the cricket people sent us this stuff. And it's awesome.
Oh yeah, with Hobson. Yeah, I had a good time chatting with him. So that was
straight
cool.
Out of Austin. This is the Austin look today.
It is straight out of Austin. I like that. Next thing you know, you'll be moving there with Joe and Matthew.
I should be drinking still Austin with my Austin gear on. I'll have to do that next time.
Yeah, you could. You may have another shipment on the way too, by the way. Okay, except the postman didn't take the package today, so I'm gonna have to, I guess, go drop it off tomorrow or something. I don't know.
But man, I'll tell you, I was actually pleasantly surprised. I mean, it started off kind of like, I don't know, because the one game I was looking forward to on Thanksgiving was the Steeler game, the Steelers Ravens, and that got canceled. I was like,
it got canceled again. This is like the third cancellation, and they're like, ooh, the NFL season may be in jeopardy if they can't pull it off. And I'm like going, well, I mean, why not? It's just two teams. So but then I watched the match on Friday. That was fun. I watched every minute of the match. So that was fun. I'll tell you what. I mean, Phil has kind of anchored himself so much for that new golf league. I think. Whoa, big sip. I think Phil is just heading straight to just these exhibition matches, man. I mean, shit, he bought the golf course, right? So he was talking and like, oh man, this is a nice course. He's like, well, it should be. I bought it.
Yeah.
Whoa, pump the brakes there. Where's my glasses?
And he was showing that thing off too. Did you see? He definitely pulled a Phil, and the drive went all the way. I think it was to the right. You're like, oh crap, this is gonna hurt. And it hits a rock.
It's a rock.
And comes back in the fairway. He goes, oh, that's called the owner's bounce.
Owner's bounce. So definitely rubbing it in. I forget who he was talking to, but somebody was like, well, it was a little chilly out today. It was around 50. We were wondering if we were going to get to see those calves. Yeah. Oh, of course we were. He's like, hey, we need more sunshine. It's chilly outside.
He was looking a little cold there at the end. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Peyton was all sweatered up and well, hold on. Since we're talking about dress attire, well, I don't know if I want to go to his attire first or his just the way he played that golf course. But I mean, I thought Steph Curry was going to be like a ringer. And when you hear it, when you hear all these celebrities, all the pro-ams that are happening, and it's like, because I think he's won Lake Tahoe like a couple of times or something. He plays Pebble Beach regularly and plays it a lot. And I don't know if he's played this course. But it did not as a PGA Tour pro once told me, it didn't fit his eye well. No. He really had some challenges out there. And I mean, by the second hole, Peyton had to be going like, shit, Well,
Yeah.
I don't like horse Tiger. I don't need it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hold on. So not only did he play, maybe if he was less worried about his wardrobe and more worried about golf, I mean, it could have gone a lot different. He had those sweatpants on with those little lines down. I'm like, what is that dude wearing? I mean, but like Barkley and Lefty, I mean, they had their, you know, they said we're going team black. Here we go. You're not going to get confused. And then, you know, Peyton's got, I would say, maybe that's traditionalist in me that I'm kind of like, well, okay. But then Curry, it literally looks like he just got off the basketball court. I mean, I'm waiting on him to rip the leggings off and, you know, start dribbling the golf balls around. But, well, actually, he did dribble the golf balls are all over the course. So
it's pretty much true. Yeah.
And then towards the back of that thing, I mean, it got, I don't know how many sand traps he put Peyton Manning in, but I think every single one that he could.
He hit as much sand as I usually hit. Yeah.
Like, does it cost extra when you play out of the sand more often than not, just from the maintenance standpoint? I have to ask, I think we got Jim coming on next week, superintendent at Heritage. We'll have to ask him if it costs extra if you really take advantage of those traps. So, but hey, all in all, I thought it was good. Mm-hmm. So are they losing some of their some of the snap with you, these charity events? I mean, were you kind of like, well, you know, or you like, man, I loved it. It was awesome.
I loved it, but I'm a golf fan. But I think if I were to give any recommendations on how to improve it next time, I think they do need the 2 Tour Pros. Yeah, because I think we figured out if it's not 2 Tour Pros, like, you're not going to beat Phil. He knows how to win, you know?
No. Yeah. I mean, and that's like, you know, what I do think is really cool. So being an amateur golfer is kind of hearing Phil kind of coaching, you know, Barkley, and then he was coaching Brady in the last one, you know, kind of walking through it. But I mean, just the way he's kind of navigating the course. And it was, I don't know if it was 15, maybe 14, but he's like, okay, guys, come on, we got to pick this up. And yeah, I don't know if it was TV time or if it was getting dark or whatever, but maybe he was getting cold because, you know, at that point, Peyton did have put his jacket on. I think Steph put back whatever that thing was he was wearing back on. And, but then he's still going, he's like, okay, Chuck, here we go. Now you got to feel it. It's going this way. And we're going to kind of put over here. And it's not fast, but it is a little bit uphill.
Yeah.
So, like you're confusing me already. You know, Chuck's going like, shit, man, just let me hit the putt.
Well, I think that definitely Phil is there to stay. I don't think we're going to be getting rid of Phil anytime soon. I think he loves this as he's getting towards retirement, or not retirement, but his next chapter. Next chapter. I saw him tweeting against JT. I was surprised Tiger didn't call in. You know how all those guys call in down in Florida. I figured people would be calling in. The only people that had call in were like the TNT people or TBS people, or whatever channel was on.
Yeah, Shaq and Kevin and
that was cool. But I would like to have some PGA guys call in too. You know, that would have been
cool.
They
were and I've met Charles Barkley a couple of times.
Have you?
Yeah. So there's this place in Atlanta. I don't know if I should give that. I won't give the name out. There's a hotel in downtown Atlanta, and he keeps a penthouse there.
Okay.
Because he's with TNT Network, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's what it was on.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, I would see him often at the watering hole. So, I met him a couple times there, and then I met him. I think I met him at least once, maybe twice on a plane out to Arizona. No. It could have been Vegas. I don't remember which. It's probably Vegas. That's why I don't remember. But a really nice guy, great sense of humor. I mean, he is kind of he's that dry, witty kind of what you see is what you get. And I mean, but boy, were they dogging his ass out, man. Did you see the Peyton one? He's like, I figured your golf swing out. He's like, open refrigerator, shut the refrigerator, open the refrigerator.
Peyton had the like the caution cones and the survival kit. And it was all fun. That's all fun stuff. I think, you know, he's been on all 3 of these. He's a big TNT guy, like you said. And I don't think you could ask for a more likable guy than him. I think he's just like flat out, just like so likable, so nice. I mean, he was nice to everybody that was kind of showing up.
For sure.
Yeah. What a great guy. You saw him like, thanks for coming out when he was driving by a bunch of people and all that. He was such a cool guy. Yeah, I think Steph's the one that I think I was probably most disappointed in that day. And he just had a bad day, I guess. But he probably shot in the 90s, I'd say, that day, probably, right?
I would say. I tell you who I was most impressed with was Barkley. I mean, he actually played good. And putting, I mean, he was leaving Phil stuff that, Phil doesn't leave himself. And Phil, he's like, well, shit, if I leave him maybe Phil learned something. It's like, if I leave the putts that close, let me just lag them up there and then I can make them and move on. But I mean, obviously that doesn't get you anywhere on tour. I mean, you gotta make the putts, but yeah, I was most impressed by Barkley. And once again, Peyton Manning out there showing, he had a little bit of a rough time off the tee box, but I mean, that guy was, obviously pressure is not an issue for the guy. Mm-hmm. He was telling some stories about his biggest fourth quarter wins, right, and things like that. But I thought it was really, really fun to see those guys, and I think the interaction of and that, like, all four of those guys had completely different personalities, if you will. I mean, there were some similarities, right, and they were there to have a good time, and they knew the purpose of it. But the personality wise, they were very different, but I could see Peyton and Phil being a staple.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. Peyton's definitely picking somebody else next time. I don't know who it's going to be though, but I mean, I could see so many people. I mean, you could get Pat Perez would probably be a fun guy to have out there. He played in one of those Wednesday matches and it was like, I don't get a little rough, but yeah, I thought it was really, I thought it was fun. I guess send me the address.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Send over my my winnings. So I think you're right. I think Peyton and Phil are probably the anchors, and if they pick different people to come in, whether it be PGA or non-PGA. I mean, I'd like to see them pick potentially a PGA. So I guess that'd probably be, I don't know, maybe Phil could pick a non-PGA and then Peyton could pick a PGA this time, and then they could do that. That way they have the one and the one. Something like an HV3. I think we had a good charity they did up in Detroit. Wasn't Detroit they did the charity?
Yep, for sure.
That was cool. Bubba would have been great. He'd be great out there.
Bubba would be lefty pros against
Yeah. So
and there's plenty of other, if you wanted to go the quarterback route again. I mean, Aaron Rodgers plays in those pro-ams a lot.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan, he puts on a big tournament. Probably didn't do it this year, but out at Sugarloaf, he puts on a big tournament every year out there.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
Plenty of good golfers. I think Smoltz would be a good one to have.
Oh, that would be good.
I think he would be a lot of fun out there. But once again, I mean, it was still fun. I still enjoyed it. And it's a good cause. Mm-hmm, the commentators, I thought, did a pretty good job of kind of letting the players kind of talk to the mic'd up part. And and then once again, it's like, I don't, it's kind of weird if you think back about the Tiger match, the second one, right? So where it was Peyton and Tom Brady, you don't really hear Tiger giving that kind of that input and moving around the, kind of working around the player like that. It's kind of, hey, go play your game and I'll go play mine. So I think Phil's probably going to be unique in that sense, that's just the type of, I don't want to say he's hamming it up necessarily. I think he's an entertainer.
That's interesting you say that. And last time Tiger's cam was broken on his golf cart, and was it really broken or was it not?
Probably intentional.
No, I don't know. I would think probably it wasn't, and that he didn't want the camera on him. But in my opinion, he's going to have to get more sociable as he gets towards retirement. I mean, he's like 43, 44. So by 50, by Phil's age, he's going to have to develop those skills if he wants to kind of carry on that kind of legacy that Phil's carrying on or that Jack's carrying on, right? Because he's not doing it right now. But, does he soften as he gets older, or does he just kind of remain Tiger? I mean, I guess Jordan didn't soften, I guess, right? So maybe not.
What your boy Slick Rick said, the name of Jordan's new course is actually Slaughterhouse 23.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess he is like eating people alive at that place. So I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily think that you have to. I mean, is it good for the sport? Is it the right thing to do from an engagement perspective? I mean, can you just go and rip yourself completely out of that world and now all of a sudden there is no Tiger? Well, here's what I would say is Tiger's 44 this year. So we got 6 more years at least. Now, I don't know if that's 6 competitive years. We've talked on a previous show about what we're going to wind up with. Is he at 8 to 10 tournaments a year? And that's kind of what you play the majors. You got a few fillers in between and, whatever he's hosting, that kind of thing. So I don't know. I mean, I just think that, I think we could argue and say, I don't even know if there's an argument. I mean, we can fairly say that, Tiger Woods has done things for the game of golf that Phil Mickelson hasn't, but equally respected, right? In the golf world. And I mean, and Phil is definitely an accomplished golfer in the Hall of Fame. But is this something where, Phil kind of starts to shine later in his career and, as a professional golfer, and does he kind of take on that ownership of, hey, I'm going to carry the torch because I don't mind to put myself out there like that?
Maybe he does.
I don't know.
He's built for it for sure. That golf course looked fantastic.
God, we have got to go. So I'm like going, where in the hell is it's outside of Tucson? I'm like, oh, damn it. Because Tucson relatively speaking from Atlanta or Raleigh, it is close to Phoenix. But if you're going to Phoenix or Scottsdale, Tucson isn't necessarily like, oh, hey, let's run over there today. I mean, you could, but that'd be rough.
It looks sweet, man.
But it looks really sweet. And he definitely did a great job of showing that thing off. And, just with some of the aerial views, I'm imagining they were flying drones. I didn't see. Drones. So they were the drones. I mean, some of those tee boxes though, like that were elevated and kind of up in the air.
Oh, those were so cool.
Yeah. Good Lord, I get a nosebleed up there, man.
Yeah. Of course, he was showing off that coffee cup all day too.
Oh yeah.
And he had to tell the recipe. And
said he was going to get his elixir and put his amino acids in there. And it's but here's also, like, we learned some things. I mean, it doesn't matter, I guess, but Chuck doesn't drink coffee. I think somebody did make a comment. You've been drinking something out there today. So,
oh boy.
I don't know. We'll see. They were trying to swear. I heard a shit and oh damn it, that sucked or something. So
yeah,
I think for the most part they did a pretty good job. Towards the end there, Chuck did. I think he was, because Phil was like really bossing him around on. Hey, put the driver away. What do you got? 6 iron? He's like, no, I got 5. He's like, no, get the 6. Hit the 6. So he chunked I don't know if it's a 5 or a 6 iron. Maybe again, we're kind of in the back 9, and he was like, God, mother.
Yep.
And he caught himself, So. So he did a good job, but then I think at some point he was like, "Yeah, screw it, I'm just letting it fly." So,
well, speaking of him drinking something out there, somebody was smoking something before the activity on Saturday night. Did you hear about that?
Well, are you talking about the announcer?
No, Tyson. No, Tyson himself admitted he was smoking.
No, he was having a little smoke. I didn't catch that. What, you like smoking a little herb?
Oh yeah,
little herbage.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell. I mean, that dude. Either, no. I mean, like if you didn't know, well, look. I mean, I'm sure I haven't gone back and compared the two. I'm surprised like Kellerman or somebody didn't go back and put a side by side up of the two of like like new old Mike Tyson. Well, I shouldn't say it. Younger Mike Tyson versus older Mike Tyson. Because when that dude came out after Jones, man, I mean, he was like a bulldog once again. I mean, I guess when the bell goes off, you just don't lose the bite, huh?
No, man. And he went easy. You could tell he went easy. So he wasn't going after the head for sure.
Oh, you think they were taking it easy on each other?
I think no. I think Tyson was taking it easy in terms of his aggressiveness. He was going after him, but he was going after the body.
Oh, there was a headbutt. He thought he was bleeding.
Yeah, but he wasn't going after the head with the heavy fists, So
I guess not. I mean, here's the thing: isn't Tyson like 3 or 4 years older than Roy Jones? So Roy's 51 and Tyson was 54, I think it was
something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I thought it was fun. Personally, I could have used a little less Snoop. That was, it just kind of got I like
we're Snoop fans. We're Snoop fans.
I like Snoop. Yeah. I mean, I grew up, I mean, that was my jam back in the day. But it just there was a little, they needed a little extra buffer in there, or they need to give him some keyway. They need something to tee that guy up a little bit better in his thing, which, hey, I'm open to criticism as well.
Yeah.
There's a little box down there. Make sure it's about Dan and his hat, by the way.
So I think there will definitely be they will fight again. I think they will fight again within the next year.
But do you think it'll be those two?
Yeah, probably. Well, definitely Tyson. Maybe both of them.
See,
But definitely Tyson.
So I'm wondering, and if you're looking at the two guys, I mean, so Tyson in his heyday, I mean, Tyson, don't get me wrong, was a great boxer. I think in their professional career, I'd have to argue and say Roy Jones Jr. was a better boxer. I mean, that dude, I don't have the weights in front of me, but I think he won championships in.
Yeah, they were showing his stats. He did really good.
In 4 weights. I think he should have been an Olympic medalist, and I think there was some kind of issue where they called something, and it could have been Tyson that fought in Korea, but I thought it was Roy. But I would just say, as an accomplished career, I think that Roy's career is more decorated. Tyson, I think, was something very unique in just himself and who he was. I think it was different. But if you look at the two fighters, and I mean, they were very similar. I mean, both of the guys were. I'm not tall, but it's kind of the same build. And even in their fighting career, I mean, if you look at the guys side by side, similar heights, similar weights. Once Roy came up to heavyweight, and and you got to think Tyson. I mean, they were talking about some of the. What's our guy's name? The trainer, Kamato, Tyson's trainer.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about, how he was having to fight, and how he had to fight a little bit differently because, he was fighting the Riddick Bows and the Holyfields, and that probably had, I don't know, 6 or 8 inches on him, and in both, and maybe more than that in as far as his reach goes. So I mean, Tyson had no choice but to get up. He had to get up in the guy and punch it out and make it work. I mean, or he had nothing. But I mean, I think that there's something there. I mean, I think that it's pretty unique. And I don't, if you go back and watch golf, you've seen this in the past. I mean, they didn't call it this, but I think it was the Shell. They can call them celebrity matches, but Shell exhibition matches. And you would have people like the Palmers and the Nicklases and the Trevinos, which, by the way, I think today is Lee Trevino's birthday. So happy birthday, Lee.
There you go.
But you'd have those guys kind of pitted against each other in these one-on-one matches. And then for a long time, I mean, you didn't have that. And I think that, not fortunately, obviously, but just with everything that's happened in 2020, I mean, we've kind of put ourselves in a position where, like, hey, how do we create some activity and give people an outlet? And I think that the boxing thing is going to work equally as good. I think it can work equally as good. I just don't know who's going to be boxing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how do you, because guess what you don't do? You don't put Tyson and Evander back in the ring. Right. I mean, that ain't going to happen, right? I mean, it could happen, but it ain't going to be, nobody's going to watch. Yeah, it's not going to be entertaining if they're truly fighting. Now, if you want to spin it into like wrestling and, and it's a scripted match, then okay, I guess you got something there. But, you're not putting Tyson in. What Riddick Bowe looks like today. Don't know if that's even possible. George Foreman looks good on the commercials, but that's definitely Photoshop. So I don't think George was old when he was fighting Evander back in the day. I don't know how old George is, but he's got to be old. I guess we should check out some of these folks, but no, but all in all, man, I thought there were 2 great events. I thought, it covered up the Steelers and Raven game for me.
Yeah.
But it's good stuff, man.
I was pleasantly surprised that when I went in to do my DraftKings today or yesterday, she started working on it yesterday. I found myself $10 ahead, and apparently I won a pool. I don't know if I won the Phil pool, the front back 9, or a Tyson one. I put a bunch of free pools in. I won one of them, so there you go.
I did not. You know what I did play though is I played the. Where were they at? I don't think they were in Dubai last week, but Buzendot won the European tournament, and I did win. I won some money on that thing. I put a little line. I slipped a lineup in on you.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah. Well, and we'll get there in a minute. We'll get to our agenda for the rest of the year, but golf's winding down on us, man.
Yeah, it is. But that's fine. That's fine. But they need a little break, a little off season, and we got plenty of fun things planned for the rest of the year on the pod and the show. Yeah. So you want to take us to
hold on. So you liked so you say yes, you're looking for the match 4, and yes, you're looking for the, I don't know what they call the boxing match. The boxing match.
Champions for Change was the other
it was
I
thought it was champion something. So but you're looking forward to a second exhibition match.
Oh yeah. You know what I really want to see too? I want to see something like 2-on-2 basketball. That'd be fun too.
Ooh, that would be good. Well, I think doesn't basketball season start up this week?
It does, but I'd like to see some charity things like the golf's doing, some 2-on-2s with some guys. That'd be kind of fun to see. With the older guys and the newer guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying though. I mean, you never know what's going to happen, and how's basketball going to kind of? I mean, they managed themselves accordingly, right? And did a good job of it in the past season, which seems like it was like last week or 2 weeks ago. Yeah. But you never know what could happen and could lead into something. But I'd agree. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. So we are coming up on the last PGA Tour event of 2020. So we do have a lot of fun things coming up outside of golf. So we probably won't have any DraftKings show. We may jump on if there's, like, I may do one next week. So we may post some stuff about it, but just for the European Tour. But I don't think we'll do anything formal. But we got plenty of booze stuff coming on. So got plenty of got some golf courses and some superintendents coming on with us. And got a couple of booze reviews coming on, so those will be fun. But yeah, man, let's get into the Mayakoba Golf Classic. We're heading down to Playa de Carmen, Mexico, and we're going to be at the El Camaleon Golf Club. So in the Mexican Riviera, also known as like Cancun's down there. So if you're kind of wondering where it's at, when the cruise ship stopped, I don't know how far you are away, but it's probably pretty close. I mean, this vacation golf, some of these guys, they really like it. Who was supposed to be playing here this week, but since he's donning the green jacket, he said, "Hey, I'll set this one out."
I know, Dusty, yeah.
So Dusty said, I'm cool. I'll sit it out. But I believe this is a Greg Norman design. I don't know if it's original Greg. I probably is, but it could be a remake. I didn't see anything on it other than they say it's stated it's Greg Norman. Par 71. It's playing around 7,000 yards. So it is a short course. And they're playing, it's on Passapalum greens, which means, I know, Dan, you're thinking, what's Passapalum greens? Well, it basically means that the ball is going to be teeing. It's wherever you hit the ball, unless it's in one of the mini hazards. If you hit any type of grass, the ball is going to be teed up, relatively speaking. There's not really going to be any rough, and and it's at 7,000 yards. I mean, it is not going to be a bomber's course. It's not to say that a bomber's not going to win it, but I think if you let me give you some of the past winners. So. And this is starting in 2019 and descending. So Brendan Todd, Matt Kuchar, Pat Kazire, Pat Perez, and Graham McDowell. So, I mean, the one thing I think all those individuals have in common, you can pretty much peg their game. I mean, they're all ball strikers, if you will. I mean, they're definitely not long hitters. I think the average driving distance last year was around 280. But there's going to be plenty of hazards for these guys to avoid. And if you don't know the course, or you haven't played it, or you haven't seen it, for that matter, if you've forgotten about it, there's some really cool images of some of the bunkers. There's one bunker that's kind of in a cave, and there's an angle where you're looking kind of back, up into the bunker. And it's I don't know what happens if your ball goes in the cave. Well, I mean, I guess we may find out, but yeah, definitely interesting. So. Off the tee accuracy is not going to be that huge. Again, off the tee distance you can definitely put that aside. And I think it's going to be all, I think we're going to ball strikers. And obviously, I mean, if anybody gets hot with a putter, they're in good shape there. But I guess if you had to, so here's an interesting thing. If you think about what's been played the past couple of weeks. So we were just in Sea Island, Georgia.
Yep.
And typically this this tournament. So the Mayakoba, I think it's played in February or March. So it's earlier in the year. So they moved it due to COVID. And earlier in the year in that part of Mexico, you're going to be getting a lot of wind. And I think this year they're probably not going to have that. So, some folks were trying to compare this to Hawaii. They were comparing it to Sea Island, where you've got a lot of wind kind of all the time. And I mean, you're going to have some, but I don't think it's going to be, I got to club down and I've got to manage the wind, because I think it's going to be more temperate weather this year. So, does that have a factor on what your how you're pulling guys? I mean, maybe. I mean, I guess it did in some sense. It didn't on my winner, that's for sure. But I was a little torn in the lineup of this thing, because I wouldn't say that we have a stacked field by any means.
No.
But as soon as you look at as soon as you open up DraftKings, and by the way, we are using fantasynational.com for our stats. We're looking at the past 24 rounds, which, I don't know here. Is that going to play a factor? Yes, it will. I think there's some other things to consider. And it is, who plays these types of courses well? Who plays well in Hawaii? Who plays well at some of the Caribbean destinations? And I'm thinking about people like Charles Howell III, Russell Knox. Who else plays well? Who I was surprised that we didn't see in this is his name escaped me. Where he was in the Caribbean, Stuart Sink. I'm surprised Stuart Sink isn't here.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So I guess maybe he's he's got enough cushion that he feels good. Maybe he's resting up, all right, getting ready for year 2021 season, I guess is on us, but getting ready for the year 2021. But so do you have any trouble going through your lineup or setting your lineup on this one, Dan?
No, I didn't. And I kind of anchored more on driving accuracy than I think you're probably going to anchor on it. Like you said, the wind's probably not going to be as much of an issue as it is when it's regularly played or whatnot. I didn't factor that in. But when you look at the winners in the past, a lot of them are, like you said, they're not long drivers, and they're pretty damn accurate. So, yeah.
I think we're going to see a lot of 3-woods off the tees. So, again, it's avoid the hazards. And and then it's going to be it's going to be the ball strikers, which there are a lot of good ball strikers in the field that we've seen in the past. There have been some that have kind of faded, and they're coming back, a little bit of a resurgence. So I'm kind of I don't want to say I'm all over the place on this one, but I had a challenge, and I've got several lineups that to go through, but I don't know what do you think about it, man? Are you feeling good about old Mexico?
Yeah, I changed mine up quite a bit from when you and I talked originally yesterday. I've got a bunch of different guys in there. I redid my strategy, and I feel better about it now than I did then. So yeah, yep, I'm ready to go.
Well, here's what surprised me the most. Well, I shouldn't say that. It was one of the things that surprised me the most. So Justin Thomas.
Yep.
Is he is $400 more expensive than Brooks Koepka.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, can you make Justin Thomas more expensive? I guess you probably can't, which is the reason that I put him in my lineup. But really, he's only $400 higher than Koepka. I mean, that kind of floored me, man. I mean, I was really surprised. So I don't know. Do we need to talk about JT at $11,400? He's the highest ranked. He's the most expensive player there. What's he got? He's T12 or better in his past 5 starts. 4th place finish in the Masters, and he did not play well at the Masters.
Right.
Let's see. He's played once. He's played the Mayakoba one time. He had a T23 in 2015. He leads in most strokes gained tee to green for 2020, and he hasn't missed a cut since June.
Yeah.
If that doesn't say, hey, I'm worth it. Now, is he going to be double digits as far as percent played? Absolutely. But you know what? This is in a one entry league for me, and it's like that's I got to be there to be at parity. And I don't want to give you my one and done yet, but I'm borderline going this road, going this direction. Borderline.
Well, here's the thing, as like I just said to you a minute ago, is I'm anchoring a lot on driving accuracy, and that is not a JT like the best trait, right? So he's a great iron player, but he has some trouble with the driver from time to time. So
he does,
and
but
he can recover.
He's ranked 15th off the tee for strokes gained, and he's going to hit a lot of 3-woods. So, I mean that's the end. At $11,400, he's not the best value in the field by any means, but as far as points goes, that dude is going to make birdies this week, and he is going to score points.
Yeah, he's definitely a great play. Definitely a great play. I mean, worth every penny. Go on to Brooksy. What do you think about Brooks?
I didn't even flinch, man. I just kept scrolling.
Well, he's played well at the Masters, and has plenty of time off, and I mean,
I think
I wouldn't be surprised if he wins this week. Would you?
Yes, I would be surprised if he wins this week. Let's see, what's he got? So I don't know. Is the injury there? Is it not there? He's got T7s or better in his since the comeback. What's he had? He's had 3 starts since the comeback. And he's played here twice. I don't know, man. I mean, he didn't play bad at the Masters. I'll give you that. Is he looking for a free vacation and but seriously, that was a joke. But I mean, is he looking to get reps in? I mean, he's 7th at the Masters. He's 5th at Houston. And then you've got him. You got him at the CJ Cup, and had quite a bit of break between that. So I don't know. I mean, I think he's okay. I think for $400 extra, I think I parlayed that into somebody that's definitely going to score. And I think if you look at, so we're looking at Fantasy National and what you've got at the last 24 rounds. Now, I don't know that it's a good barometer of what we're seeing, but he's ranked 72nd in putting. Short game, he's ranked 75th, and I think those are going to be probably the 2 more challenging parts of the game here. So yeah, I didn't. I know you did though, didn't you?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't going down that. I haven't liked enough of what I've seen recently. I think he's played better. What did he do in Houston?
T7, I believe.
Yeah.
No, 5.
Yeah,
T5.
He's been playing well. So I mean, I'm not going to count him out, but I haven't seen enough of that recent form. And like you said, I mean, I think it's still iffy in terms of how is that injury, right?
I mean, I think Augusta, you can squash that. I mean, Augusta it's the same course every year. He's played it plenty of times. I don't think that's even comparable. I think here it's somewhere that he's only played once. Now, I mean, he may have played it more than that. And again, you can probably go drop the guy on any golf course and he, can just shoot lights out. But when you've got other individuals that are kind of chasing you, I think that becomes a little bit of a challenge. So,
yeah. What about you think about Finau?
I did not go the Finau route. I think that probably he has a game that could kind of win here. Well, I think you can definitely get a top 25 out of him. I don't like him for the money. I think there's better stuff below. You got a 38 at the Masters, 24 at the Open, 11 Zozo, 8th at the U.S. Open. But again, Zozo, U.S. Open, Tour Championship 17, like those are golf courses where you got a bomb. And I think it's taken his advantage of being a long hitter. And you've got to, but again, around the, putting, he's gained 1.6, around the green 1.8, approach 2.2. Off the tee's actually been his weakest stat as far as strokes gained goes. So I don't know. I mean, could you argue with him? I guess, I mean, if you feel it in your heart and you want to go that way, I would say, go ahead. I thought for 10-7, he's a little pricey.
Yeah. Okay. I did too. I did not take Tony Finau. And then we'll finish it off. We're not going to go player by player all the way down the list, but we do like doing the $10,000 guys. So Berger or English, any one of those guys you like?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think Berger's probably coming in with a chip on his shoulder, and because he did not get invited to play the Masters, and I don't know, can you argue that's right or wrong? I think the guy's has played damn good golf in 2020, especially given everything that's happened. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if that guy shows up here and does something. I mean, I think he's in a spot. I think he has had a little bit of a break. He hasn't played since the Zozo.
Right.
So I don't know what's going on there, but that was a 17th there, 28th CJ Cup, 34th US Open. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't. I think that guy is probably. I think this is getting reps in for him. Just my opinion. I think it's, hey, let me show up, get reps. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Did he win at Colonial?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that's the one thing that if I were to go and I said, hey, I can't, if you started building your lineup from the bottom or the middle, and then you're trying to, squeeze somebody in, I think that you could compare this course, the way it's going to play, to Colonial in a sense that, it's kind of a shot shapers, and it is ball strikers, right? If the putter gets hot, I mean, I think the guy's going to I think he'll strike the ball good enough. Harris English is another guy. I think that, if that's somebody you got some extra cash because you were heavy in the, kind of the midsection on this one. Like the old man, if you had the old man's bod on this one, it's kind of light at the bottom and light at the top, but you had a big midsection, then I think Harris English is actually, or I think he's a good play, man. I think the dude's, he's, 6 at the RSM, 28 Zozo, 10 CJ Cup. We won't talk about the Shriners, 4 US Open, 12 at the Tour Championship. I mean, that guy has been, he's there. Is this the place that he does it? I don't know. I mean, he scores. I think he's going to have just as good a chance to make birdies as anybody else does. I think where he's going to have a challenge is he going to be able to hit greens, and is he going to make putts? Right. I'll stop saying make putts because that's a given for everybody. I would just say, is he going to be able to hit greens? And, I don't know what's going to happen there. Again, they say the wind's not going to be bad. But yeah, I picked JT, so I didn't really have room to go for anybody else. So I loaded heavy at the top.
You did take JT. I didn't think you took JT. Okay.
No, he's in my lineup. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I anchored with JT. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I missed that. What about Ancer?
So that's who I'm struggling with for my other one and done competing with JT. I tell you, the damn storyline, buddy, it just sets up perfect. I mean, let me say this, if Ancer didn't have such a shitty day on Sunday at Augusta, guess who would not be playing the Mayakoba Classic?
No, he would have been that DJ with that green jacket. He would have been down there in Houston in his green jacket and his Raptor.
Touring it around. It's like watching it flap out of the back of the truck. I mean, the storyline sets up really well for him. Does he have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder from Augusta? Maybe. Is he the longest hitter out there? Absolutely not. Is he one of the better ball strikers out there? Absolutely. I mean, there's lots of things I could say about Ancer. If he's missing greens, he ain't going to cover. And I think that leads into kind of why his putting looks like it does. And I think that's why his, if you just look at it from just Fantasy National straight up and where they are where he is from a points perspective as, against the field, I think that becomes a little bit of a challenge for him. So I personally like him. I don't have him in my primary lineup. I am playing him as the anchor in other lineups.
Okay. Yeah, I do like him as well. I'm not playing him in my primary either, but I am playing the next guy. I got Hovland in my lineup. You look at a guy that has been silently kind of under the radar, playing really good golf. I mean, you and I, we've been hot on Hovland, and then we cooled off a little bit on him. We're like, PGA didn't do that great, and this and that. If you look at Houston 15th, Zozo 47th. Okay, that's not a great one. CJ Cup 12th, US Open 13th, Tour Championship 20th. I mean, those are really good finishes, consistent golf, right? And off the tee, which I said is one of the key statistics this week. You look at the Houston Open, he gained 4.9 shots off the tee. So I like the Hovland this week.
Well, I think that's exactly what you're getting there is you're getting consistency out of that guy. And you're going to hear me say that more than once, right? More than once today, because I think that's really where you got to be here is you got to be consistent and you got to be patient. And I think, good play. I don't have him in anything, but I'm not against him. I just, it's a financial thing for me. So.
Anything about Ricky? We don't usually talk about Ricky because he's been going through some swing changes or whatnot. But if I look at just looking at the notes from the PGA Media Center here, and it talks about Ricky, and I think it talks about he played this once or twice, right? Ricky Fowler owns a scoring average of 67 through 8 rounds here. That's the second place in 2017 and T16 in 2018. So I'm not playing him this week, but I mean he likes the scores.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't argue. I can't argue. I'm not picking Ricky. This is the one that Fowler will sneak up and bite you in the ass on, though. And then he's like, it's like, damn it! All I had to do was just read what was on there and believe it, and then believe in the orange. And but I'm not believing. Here's the other thing, though. I was talking about where JT is priced at compared to. I mean, like really, that's the price difference between JT. What is he? The number 3 player in the world, and you got Ricky Fowler. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I'm just saying that's the price gap. I mean, there's a lot of people below Ricky Fowler that I think could easily be well above Ricky Fowler, just in where we are in the golf tournament and what's going on this weekend. So.
All right. And then I did pick Henley at $9,300. And I like the way he's been playing as well. He's been extremely hot, cooled a little bit lately, but I think he sets up well here as well. So if you look at the last couple of events, 30th at the RSM, 29th Houston, 4th at the Zozo, 3rd at CJ Cup, 27th Shiners, 25th BMW, 6th Northern Trust, 9th Wyndham. So again, more recently, not as good as before, but and I like the way he sets up here. He is first in approach, last 24 rounds in this field. Off the tee, 55th, not great there. I know it's my stat that I'm kind of honing in on, but ball striking 4th, tee to green 3rd, shots gained total 2nd. So I like the way he sets up with this, and so I'm taking Henley.
Yeah, I think Henley's a good pick. I can't afford him, so I had to move on.
I know.
I spent all my eggs in one basket.
Speaking in the realm of Phil, let's pick it up a little bit. What you got next?
Let's see. So I didn't go Zalatoris. I didn't go Neiman. Corey Connors, I am going to play him in a few lineups. I mean, I think that guy's a scoring machine. Mm-hmm. I don't have him in this one. Do you?
No. Nope.
I don't have Ortiz. I don't know. So Ortiz just won last week, 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So, it's kind of been our strategy the whole time is, coming off a win. It ain't really going to pull it, so I got nothing for Ortiz here. Billy Horschel, just all the way around. I mean, he's, while he's not playing, I wouldn't say he's playing horrible. His stats don't look it on here, but scoring wise, Billy's just not scoring. I think Leishman could be one of the bigger disappointments of the tournament.
For $8,700, I'm laughing now. He's gonna win.
It could be. You definitely need to change your lineup. I'm just not getting much out of him. I don't know where his game's at and what he's doing, but that's yet to be determined. Brendan Todd, defending champion. I don't have him in my lineup. Once again, I can't afford him. But I don't know that I wouldn't necessarily go down that road. I mean, he looks really good from a strokes gained putting, and he looks really good from a short game as far as strokes gained go. He doesn't score all that well, which, I don't know. Is it going to make a difference here or there? Maybe not. But
foot injury recently, so that's what kind of threw him off recently. So I don't know how that's healed or how he's been doing with it, what he's been doing. I'm out on him, but
he missed
because of that. Yeah,
he missed the Masters, missed Bermuda. It's just and he made the cut in the RSM, but I'm back on the Munoz train, man.
No, you are.
I'm back on the Munoz train. Listen, that dude. It's kind of, it's just love. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about Munoz, except every time I pick him, he shits all over himself. However, I think the RSM was totally his. I think that was his first major. Well, let me rephrase that. It was his first Masters, and what did he have? He had 2 top 10 finishes in the playoffs. He did miss the cut, as I mentioned, at the RSM. I think that was a hangover from the Masters. I mean, that dude, just from a ball striking perspective, I mean, he's hitting the ball really, really good. I think people are going to get hung up on the RSM bill of him missing the cut. And I think he's going to get a little fade on this one. And I think that he's a good value, $8,500.
Nice. I took Harman at $8,400. I think he's next at me on the price sheet.
Yep.
Missed the cut last week or at the RSM. But after that, just a cut-making machine. So he was 24th at Houston, 26th at the Zozo, 28th at CJ, 13th Shriners, 37th Sanderson Farms, 38th U.S. Open, 12th BMW, 11th Northern Trail. And this keeps going and going. He kept making all these cuts. I think he got that off his back in terms of the cut, and he's back to his form where he'll be fine. Let's see, in this field here,
I think. Oh, sorry, you're still talking about your guy. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
No,
putting,
right.
He was third. He was third in putting.
Yeah.
18 shots gained total. Tee to green 40th. I like Harman here. I think he'll do. Go ahead. You got Rio?
I don't have Griot, but I was just going to say I do like him. I do have him in some lineups. His best finish is a T9, but we got a T10, we got a T15. Iron game is very strong, and he's coming off of a T18 last week. So I think this is or 2 weeks ago, sorry, at the RSM. I think he's a really good play here.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have him in mind, but I agree. He's a good play.
Well, I didn't have enough money. Gary Woodland, we don't need to go down that road again. I don't know what's going on with Gary's game, but he's
lost all that weight.
He did lose all that weight.
He's got the Bubba curse for a couple of years.
He needs to go spend some time with you know who.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. I do have Charles Howe III, man. I mean, Charles loves these. He loves these vacation destinations. I don't know if it's like, oh, hey, I get to go on vacation and also get paid for it and get to play a little golf. But I mean, I really feel like he's a guy that really gets into these vacation spots, man. Plays well in Hawaii. He does good here. What's he got here? So he's played 7 times here. He's got top 20 finishes in 5 of them, and has only missed 1 cut. So I don't know. And he's been pretty hot as of recent. So, I mean, I like him for the money. I mean, as far, it's like, how far am I going to go down? I don't know. Is Kazire going to do anything next week? I don't think so necessarily. So, I mean, will he make the cut? I don't know. I wouldn't have picked him to do anything a couple weeks ago when he won. So, but Charlie 3 Sticks is 30 at the RSM, 46th at the Masters, 34th at the Shriners. You got a missed cut, which is one of those vacation destinations, but I know I'm not that concerned about it. I mean, he's gaining strokes putting, gaining strokes around the green. Off the tee is kind of where he's losing, but I mean, I think that that's okay because I think he's going to just club down and move forward. Yeah,
that's a good pick. I think he's a good make the cut pick for sure. I do like him for that.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't have anybody else in the $8,000 range. Haven't seen enough consistency out of Damon. I had Norn in my lineup, but I pulled him out. I just haven't. I could pull the trigger on that.
Yeah, I think he's a good sleeper pick, though. I mean, I think that guy could actually pull. I don't think he's a sleeper to win. I think he makes the cut.
Noren?
Yeah, Noren. Yeah, I think same. I mean, because he's putting good. His approach is a little bit shaky. Off the tee, shaky. His short game's good. He's ranked 70th in approach, but is that because he's ranked 112th and off the tee? So, I mean, if he can really kind of scale it back, like I think that you're going to take that out of play. So I think you put yourself in a better spot. So I don't have him, but
he's the same price as Scott Piercy, and I took Piercy at $7,900.
It's a good play.
I think he's been just sneaky good, man.
Yeah.
Let's look at the last 4 or 5 events. So 18th at the RSM, 32nd Houston, 14th Bermuda, 19th Shriners, 57th Sanderson Farms. So last 4, he's been in the top, well, except for the one, the top 20 almost every week. So
he's played here 4 times and he's made all 4 cuts. So
he's been good.
Yeah.
So with this field here, 19 shots gained total. off the tee 26th. So yeah, I mean, I like that play.
Yeah, it's second shot course. I think that's solid. I couldn't say you made a bad decision there. I don't have anybody until so it didn't go HV3.
He's been very inconsistent. Yeah,
I mean, you're going to get 2 good days out of him. The third and fourth day could be extremely shaky. I didn't go Adam Long. However, I think that Adam Long's probably a pretty good pick. I mean, I think he's let me see what his stats are. I was looking, sorry, I lost my page here, but I think for Bird, I think he's as far as Bird at 30th at the RSM, 11th Houston Open, 66 Zozos. Kind of leaning on the guy, which is also the reason I didn't pick the other guy that didn't. They missed a cut there. So maybe where I did go. I did go with Russell Knox. And I went with Russell Knox. So he lost here in a playoff in 2015. What's he coming off of 3 top 10 finishes? He's made 7 of 7 cuts here. I don't know. How do I mean, 7 of 7? I mean, I guess maybe I jinx him and he breaks a streak, but I mean, shit, why would you break it at this point?
Yeah, no, that's a good play. So he's $7,700. I went with Ches. I went with the other guy at $7,700.
So those were 3 odds. So I couldn't afford Adam Long, but Ches and Knox. I did struggle with the 2, and I just went from the historics of where he went. I just went that direction. Yeah. So
yeah, what I like about Ches in this field here. He's 6th in approach, right? I mean, that's outstanding. Like you said, second shot course. He's extremely good off of the tee in terms of accuracy. So I'm not saying shots gained total. I'm saying accuracy, right? So those numbers get a little skewed when talking about off the tee because a lot of times it's like, okay, he's bombing it out there. Like Bryson's always the leader off the tee, right? But he's not that accurate off the tee. And then ball striking, he's 20th. So I like Ches. He hasn't had the best history. He did do pretty good. The Masters at 29th. He missed the cut at RSM, 63rd at Shriners. Again, not that great. He was 3rd at Safeway. That wasn't that long ago. So yeah, I like the play here. I like Ches. I like his accuracy. I think he's going to do well this week.
Yeah, as do I. So I got to go down a ways before I got to go down to $7,300 before I get to my next guy.
I go way down. I got a guy you're never gonna think I picked. I had to make up for all my other picks.
I went feast or famine, man. I spent big on JT, and then I kind of then I went way down after that. I changed my strategy up a little on this one as opposed to evening this thing out. I went to let's spend it all if it's and I thought it was the right guy. So where did I want Peter Malnati?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He's ranked 3rd in points. So DraftKings points, that is in the past 24. So I mean, that guy is just once again he's a birdie machine, man. I mean, I think he's going to score. I think he's 48th at the RSM, 21st at Bermuda, 5th Shriners, 2nd Sanderson Farms. I mean, this is going to be one. Now is he gonna get heavy play here? Maybe.
Yeah.
But I think to me this is the best value in my lineup for sure. And he's the guy's kind of hot. I mean, in ball striking, let's see. Let me rephrase that. He's only missed 1 cut in his last 8 starts, and he's got a runner-up and a T5. So I'm coming off a hot hand, I think. We'll see where we wind up at.
Great play. I mean, for that kind of money to be 3rd in DraftKings points. The other guy, I don't have this guy on my lineup, but as we're going down and we're just kind of calling out some good value here. Doug Gim at $7,400. He is 5th in DraftKings points.
That guy is. I think you jumped me though. I think how much is Doug this?
$7,400.
No, never mind. No. I don't have him, but
I don't have him either. I was just calling him out as a good guy. You guys might want to keep an eye out for. You look at the last 3 starts of his: 18th at RSM, 14th at Bermuda, and 23rd at Sanderson. So I mean, that guy's been playing really good golf.
Second shot golf course. I mean, it's all he has to do is make some putts. I mean, he's 7th in strokes gained on approach. Did you just say that? But yeah, I mean, like this guy that's kind of a sleeper that I wouldn't have picked him out of anywhere until last week. So I think it's a solid pull.
Yeah. Anybody else that you're seeing that you would consider in the $7,000 range? I don't have anybody.
John Huh. I mean, that dude is coming. He's playing on.
Yeah, that guy's looking good. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's playing on a medical, whatever you call it, a medical pass. So, and that dude is just like, once again, I mean, as few tournaments as he's played, he's ranked 18th for $7,400.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to get here. I think he's won this tournament before, though. So I think that's one of those that's probably not going to get a lot of action. That plays well here. I know that's above, but no, outside of that, I mean, Chesson Hadley, but I don't know. I mean, maybe Graham McDowell, previous winner, not seeing anything as far as it's actually gonna overthrow anybody. Camilo Villegas? I mean, that guy, he looked pretty good. I mean, that's wouldn't necessarily steer from him. I thought Norlander pulled out of this thing. I thought is he just coming back off the COVID? That's what it could be.
He might have. Yeah.
I got to scroll down to $6,900, buddy.
Yeah. Do you have any more?
I got Adam Schenk at $6,900.
That's a good play. Yeah, I played him recently too. He kind of burned me like a week or two ago, but yeah.
Well, and that's not to say that he's not going to do it this week. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's solid from a perspective of I needed somebody at $6,900. What's he done? So 2020, he was on an 11 streak cut run, and that's when he lost it on the 12th one. And from where he's at and ball striking, I think he's I'm rolling the dice on him that he's going to pull it out this time, and he's going to get back on that cut run.
Nice. Well, I am going all the way down to 6,600. What is it? $6,700. I'm going to take the low amateur from the U.S. Open, Mr. Andy Ogletree.
I think that's a good play, man.
Yeah. It's his first official PGA event as a professional. He just turned pro, and he's going to be extremely hungry coming out of the Masters, and he wants to get himself a tour card, man. He went Viktor Hovland and Matt Wolff and Morikawa. All those guys have all got their boost coming out of becoming pro, and they all had to take advantage of it. And he's going to be hungry, so I think I expect good things from him. I mean, and he did play well at the Masters. He played
34th.
Yeah. So
in Augusta. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a good play here. I think the field sets up kind of well for him. Well, I think the field gives him a better opportunity to make the cut and score. So I don't think that's a bad one, man. Way to pull for the underdog there, big guy.
Yeah, man. That. I'm like, hey, you know what? He allowed me to get like another $9,000 guy because I saved.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's good. Hopefully he makes the cut. That's all I want him to do. All right, we're gonna go to one and done.
At that price, what more can you ask him to do?
Exactly.
One and done. Shit. I mean, I'm so strapped on this one, man.
Well, you're way ahead on one and done. I mean, because you had DJ won the Masters, and
I know. Didn't I have somebody else that won something also?
No, you had you had your DJ was your big one, like 2.1 million.
Yeah.
Rory had a pretty good US.
He had a decent open. Yeah. I don't know. You go. You pick the match first. So I think
I was going to take all my Viktor.
Are you?
I think this is not an aggressive field. And it's got similar elements to where he's played well, and he's been sneaky good. So I'm going to take Hovland. I think Hovland in this type of field with with how many players are there, if you will, in terms of like the top 10 kind of top 20 kind of guys. I think he's going to play well this week, and I think he'll finish well here, and he might win. So yeah, Hovland's my guy.
God, I just don't know what I'm going to lose if I pick JT on the back end. I'll go JT. It's fine. I mean, this is probably the weakest field he's playing all year.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think definitely not a big field for him either. So yeah, for JT, yeah, I mean, you think Dusty was gonna be here, right? I mean, he pulls out. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so all good on that, man. We'll see how that turns out. That's gonna be exciting. But like you said, we're gonna be without the old DraftKings for a little while.
We will be without DraftKings. We will have some stuff coming out to all the listeners. So if you like us or you don't like us, we appreciate you for giving us an opportunity, first and foremost.
Absolutely.
2020 has been it's been a very interesting year. Well, they gave us limes and we made gin and tonics. But yeah, we've got plenty of stuff that's going to be released through the end of the year. There won't be a whole lot of golf after this. Well, actually, I think we'll have one more golf. We'll have a course. We've got a superintendent coming on next week, so that'll release between now and the end of the year.
That'll be this week. That's going to be this week. It'll be this week. Yeah, we have Tobacco Road. We got a couple things we'll be releasing. So we'll do one this weekend, and we'll do Martha next week.
Well, we got Huntoon from Heritage coming on next week.
Oh, okay. Another recording.
So we'll have another recording, that we'll release after that. But we won't, we're taking a little hiatus. I'm probably going to play some golf. I did sign up for another golf tournament in 2 weeks here locally in Atlanta. So we'll see how that goes. It's like their winter challenge or something or another. So I have to get a practice round in before that happens. And let's see. Yeah, I mean, I hope everyone has a great holiday, and be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And if you come across any interesting bottles or courses, let us know, man. We'd love to give them a try.
We will be back and around. We're not going away for the holiday. He's talking to the people that just want the DraftKings shows. We're releasing a lot of shows, and we'll be giving updates as well. So
yeah, we'll drop some. We'll probably jump on Instagram Live for some of these things and share some things. I guess we may jump on Twitter as well. But yeah, we'll be doing some Instagram Live, and then whatever we do there, we'll let's reattach. So yeah, we're not quitting unless Dan fires me.
No, it's been fun. Yeah. Well, you know what? I think, man, I think Dusty's gonna have a hell of a year. I think he might win Player of the Year 2 years in a row.
He may. It's gonna be back to back, man. It could be. He could. What would be? He'll be the fifth or sixth Tiger. I don't know. We'll get into that at a later date, man. Hey, everybody, thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. Thanks for the support, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next.